Want to have your clip featured in the Skyrim Clip of the Week? Simply record the clip on your Xbox and then send it to me via message. My gamer tag is iRyeni, that's IRYENI, and then you can message it to me over Xbox and I'll be able to view it. I look forward to seeing the clips that you guys send me. Now moving on to the video. Hey, what's up guys, it's Ryan and welcome back to another episode of Modded Monday. We're on week number 184 now, guys. I've picked out 5 new mods for you guys to check out and perhaps add them to your load order if you find them interesting. But like always, before we jump into them, I want to remind you guys that I recently partnered with GamerSupps, which is the best energy drink on the market in my opinion. Now, I myself used to drink unhealthy gas station energy drinks, but switched whenever I heard about GamerSupps being the healthier choice and alternative. Since then, I've been drinking it regularly, so I reached out and got in contact with them so that we could show you guys the drink and you can try it free if you'd like. If you use my link in the code found in the description, which is RTD, you can get a 10% discount on all your drinks. And if you do end up trying it, definitely let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Now it's time to jump into this week's mods, and starting us off we have the Spells Scale with Skill Level mod. Now what this mod does is it adds some new numbers into all of the 5 Spell School's Novice perk section. Once you pick a Novice perk, you'll begin to get an extra 1 to 100% magnitude on all of your spells in the school based on the skill of what you have in that school of magic. If we take the Flame spell, for example, that originally does 8 damage, with a skill of 35 in Destruction, Flames will do 8 times 1.35 damage, which equals 10.8 damage. Now that may not seem like a big boost in damage, but just take into the fact that that's per second, 8 damage per second, meaning you have an extra 2 damage at just 35 in Destruction. Meaning if you get up to 75, it'll go even higher and higher, so that your flames will always be a viable option for you. Now it's also important to note that we're using the Flame spell as just an example here, and it actually works on all different spells in all different schools. You know, whether it's Alteration, Conjuration, and Illusion spells, as well as Destruction as we said here, all of your spells will be more powerful the more and more you up your skills. What this mod doesn't change is the magicka cost of the spells or the duration of the spells either. There's also some other changes that have been made with this mod, such as all of these spells actually tell you the accurate damage instead of just telling you 1 or 2 of the stats, because in the original game a lot of the spells had so much information on the tooltip whenever you highlight it that not all of it showed, and some of it was just off to the corner and you weren't able to see it. But this has been changed so that you're actually able to see all of the information regarding your spell on one screen, which is just perfect for mage characters. These changes also carry over to custom made spells, such as mods that you add that add spells into the game, just as long as they use those casting perks such as Novice, Apprentice, Adept, Expert, and Master, which is pretty much all spell mods that are included on the mod page, so this really works with any spell out there. So if you're tired of getting to a certain point where the Flame spell actually does nothing anymore and just other spells that are just useless once you get into the late game status, this will make it so that those spells will actually be useful later game, which is something that is really good for mage characters, and with it being so small, coming in at 2.81 kilobytes, it'll fit into your load order seamlessly, and that's definitely why it comes in at our number 5 spot, so I strongly recommend downloading the Spells Scale with Skill Level mod. Coming in at our number 4 spot, we have the KS Switchable Hairstyles number 1. This is the Raven Hairstyles, and the mod page reads that this adds 24 KS Switchable Hairstyles, aka wigs, that can be crafted at any forge. You can equip them on the player, companion, and other NPCs in the game, and it's for females only. The switchable hairstyles can be crafted under the miscellaneous section, and they can also be tempered at any workbench. These wigs are classed as light armor, and you can still wear circlets and other head accessories with these hairstyles equipped. They're super easy to craft too. All you need is 2 leather strips to craft each hairstyle, and 1 leather strip to upgrade it. Some of these hairstyles that are now include angelic hairstyles, the cookie hairstyle, a crescent, a desperate, an erratic, a genesis, harvest, jackdaw, lotus, moonrise, nova, and several other hairstyles that have been included with this mod. Now I feel as though this is a perfect mod not only for people who play as females and just want to have a different hairstyle, but it's also really good for role-playing. This is because for us Xbox players, you can't just open up the console and open up the show race menu and actually change your hairstyle that way. You have to go all the way to the cheat room and then open up a bunch of menus and go through a bunch of different stuff in order to change your hairstyle, where in this mod you can actually just head on over to the smithing table and craft yourself a new wig, and once it's crafted you can just switch your hairstyle that way. And all of these hairstyles are beautiful, very high quality, very perfectly made as well. So what you could do in a sense is just keep a bunch of these wigs in a chest at home and then go into your house whenever you want to change your hairstyle, and you can just change it on the fly without having to go through so many menus. And one of the things that I was scared about whenever I first downloaded this mod is how am I going to wear helmets now? Well, technically, whenever you wear a helmet, your hairstyle just goes away and it makes your character bald, so you can actually just see your character and the hair doesn't clip through it. So it wouldn't really make much of a difference to equip a wig if you want to have your hair look nice, or if you're going to have a helmet on, just throw the helmet on and that's perfectly fine. But also with the head accessories, such as these circlets and other things that you can wear on your head, you can wear that with these wigs, like I said, so there's really nothing to be worried about here. So if you're someone who plays as a female often and you want to switch up your hairstyles constantly and you just want to feel more immersed in the game and actually go to your house and change your hairstyle that way instead of going through all the menus, then the KS Switchable Hairstyles #1 Raven version is definitely a mod worth checking out, and there's so many beautiful hairstyles here that you can have any type of character possible. And that's definitely why it comes in at our #4 spot, so I'd strongly recommend downloading the KS Switchable Hairstyles Raven mod. Coming in at our #3 spot, we have Wizkid Signs 1K. Now this is a huge overhaul to all of the Skyrim signs in the game. Now the mod page reads that every single texture that was created was designed to look as realistic and lore friendly as possible, so that now many alchemy shops and general store signs now have custom textures instead of generic ones, and all of the models used within this mod are perfectly crafted and compatible with any other mod that adds new signs into the game. All of these signs also react to the wind and move accordingly, so there's no need for wind mods. Now this wasn't really a complaint that I had in the original game because no one just walks up and overanalyzes each sign, but I do feel as though this is a perfect mod because doesn't each building in Skyrim with the signs outside just feel copied and pasted every once in a while? You know, for every general goods store you just have the scales, and then for every alchemy shop is just the same picture in each and every town. It doesn't actually feel like there's diversity at all, but with Wizkid Signs 1K mod makes it so that every time you enter a new building, the sign outside is going to have a new unique appearance. This game is built upon backstories and lore, and every area in the game seems to have a certain story, so whenever they copied and pasted a bunch of general goods stores, it kind of just seemed lazy in a sense. But with Wizkid Signs 1K mod, it's going to give you more of an incentive to go into each building because the bright, colorful sign outside will just tell the story of whatever you're entering. My only complaint about this mod is it's very high in memory space, but if you are looking on creating a graphical load order that really just enhances every area of Skyrim and makes everything beautiful, then Wizkid Signs 1K mod is definitely a mod that I would include in that load order, and that's why it's featured here at a #3 spot, so I'd strongly recommend downloading Wizkid Signs 1K mod. Coming in at our #2 spot, we have the 2021 Cathedral Weathers and Seasons mod. Now the mod page reads that Cathedral Weathers was founded on Obsidian Weathers, and it's a demonstration of what can be achieved when the modding community cooperates and shares openly with each other. There's so much customization that goes in with this Weather and Seasons mod that you have complete control of brightness, saturation, contrast, and bloom, and a tint via a worldview. There's a power that you get whenever you start the game that allows you to change all of these settings, and also give you settings such as a seasonal perspective that'll make summers appear warm and winters cold, nocturnal sight that adjusts the direct lighting intensity and brightness to alter the night darkness levels, interior vision to alter the brightness indoors, and a climate option that allows you to change the weathers, which vastly increases the probability of fog, overcast, rain, snow, and storms. Now I pretty much directly compare this mod with the other weather mod that I use, which is the Mythical Ages weather preset, because of the different types of presets that you can choose within your game. You know, the Mythical Ages weather overhaul that I use also has a spell that spawns in whenever you enter the game that you can use, and it allows you to change all of the different settings and actually have presets of predetermined E and Bs, but this Cathedral Weathers and Seasons blows that out of the water and gives you so much more customization options, like I said, brightness, saturation, contrast, and more. And if I continue to compare them with the mods that I use, because I use other mods on top of my Mythical Ages weather overhaul, such as Surreal Lighting, Far Better Sun, and more, this is all jam-packed into one mod to enhance your night, make the sun look a lot better, make the lighting look a lot better, and then actually add seasons and other types of weather into the game. So if you do have a lot of weather mods in your load order and you're looking for an all-in-one version that'll cover all areas of weathers, then the 2021 Cathedral Weathers and Seasons is a perfect mod worth checking out, and that's definitely why it comes in at our #2 spot, so I strongly recommend downloading it. Coming in at our #1 spot, we have the Common Clothes and Armors mod. Now the mod page reads that this mod adds over 130 new clothes and armors for the common people of Skyrim. It features 51 new armors and 80 new clothes, all created by Franklin Zunge. The clothes are worn by the common people of Skyrim, which are farmers, merchants, miners, patrons, workers, and some of the other wealthier citizens. All of these commoner clothes can be purchased at the Radiant Raiment, and the armors that are added by this mod are worn by bandits. Since all of these new armors cover the whole body, the half-naked bandits chilling in the cold climate of Skyrim are almost completely eliminated eliminated, which is something that I thought was a little bit immersion breaking and annoying from the previous game of Skyrim, because you could be fighting bandits up in the mountains and some of them will barely have any armor on, meaning they'd be so cold in this type of scenario. That has now been completely changed, and the armors added by this mod can be improved at any workbench, but they cannot be crafted or bought. So the only way to earn some of these armors is actually to go to these bandit camps and clear them out. Now, some other small improvements that have been made by this mod are all armors now have the correct keywords assigned, so they're properly affected by perks and tempering now. The armor rating, weight, and balance of all these items have been carefully rebalanced, taking both realism and balance into account. Tempering recipes require a single material, just like all the other tempering recipes in the base game. Armors now have a descriptive and consistent name, and each armor now has a unique name, and clothes now have a descriptive and consistent name as well. If you also happen to be playing on survival mode or using the Frostfall mod, armors and clothes also have appropriate warmth and coverage ratings. So you really can't go wrong with a mod like this. A mod that adds so many new common clothes for each NPC in the game, as well as so many new armors that your enemies can wear, will just make it so that all the armors that you can find and all the clothes you can find in the game will never get stale, and you'll always be picking up new items. So with the last 3 mods that I've covered, the Wizkid Signs 1K, the 2021 Cathedral Weathers and Seasons, and now the Common Clothes and Armors mod, all of these combined will give you the most diverse and enhanced Skyrim possible. This is because each general goods store, tavern, and area that you enter will feel a lot more unique with the sign out front, and then you have the seasons and weathers that'll constantly change and actually change up the environment around you as you explore, and then the Common Clothes and Armors seals the deal with adding so many new diverse armors into the game that you'll never see the same type of armor. All in all, this was a perfect week for mods, and I feel as though there were a ton of good ones that came out this week, but I have to give the #1 spot to the Common Clothes and Armors mod because of just how much new content is brought to Skyrim with it. And that's definitely why this mod comes in at our #1 spot, so I'd strongly recommend downloading the Common Clothes and Armors mod. So that's pretty much it for this week's episode of the top 5 Skyrim mods of the week. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and if you did, I'd appreciate it if you left a like and subscribe if you're new. It really helps me out a lot. And if you have any suggestions for mods you'd like me to cover in future top 5 mod episodes, be sure to let me know in the comment section below, or you can follow me on Twitter. I'll be sure to leave my Twitter in the description, and you guys can follow me on there and leave me suggestions there as well. Special shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys have done for me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I will talk to you guys later.